As we all get on in life, whether you're 25, 35, 45, 55. One thing I've noticed a lot of people are saying is that their skin is changing as they are getting older. I just want to mention very quickly, I did a whole video about this, but mature or, you know, I'm 35 doesn't have a skin type. Everyone has a different skin type. Everyone's skin ages slower, everyone's skin changes slower, and skin changes for many other reasons. Pregnancy, menopause, post-pregnancy, loads of other reasons. Aging, like me. So for those people who are finding differences in their skin, I want to do a video today where we kind of grow up, grow up and upgrade our foundation routine, right? Because I feel like we've all been doing the same thing for years and years and years. Skincare, a primer, whack the foundation on. And what I also find with some people is they kind of outgrow their foundation. I know some of you out there have been using the same foundation since you were 15. So let's upgrade that routine. Let's try something new that's gonna work for everyone. And I am focusing on a specific foundation today. This is an ad, this is a sponsorship, but if you know me well, you know I don't take ads and sponsorships for no reason. This is a foundation I've been testing on my skin on different days, different places, different time lengths. It is a wonderful foundation, and when I wear it, I feel like a grown-up. Listen. For those of you who aren't familiar with Parnell, Parnell is a Korean brand, and they have the #1 cushion foundation at Olive Young in Korea. Olive Young is Korea's place to get makeup, right? It's like Sephora. And it's the best serum cushion foundation in Korea. Full stop. Now, I've been using Parnell for a while. Granted, I've been using the shade a little bit too light for me, but that's because I loved the cushion. Didn't come in my shade. But recently they have taken their range from 3 shades to 30. Yes, love it. I love it. Let's keep going. But what makes this cushion unique to all the other cushions out there is that this contains a unique ingredient. It's called KBeauty Biome, which calms dry and sensitive skin while providing a hydrating, soothing finish. And it really is. You can really feel that on the skin. Bear in mind, I'm oily. I'm not overly greasy. I just have this beautiful glow, if I do say so myself. That sounded so arrogant. It's a foundation though. There is also a full bottle of their 92 serum in one cushion. In this one cushion, there is a full, where's my serum? A full bottle of this. So this is truly skincare makeup. So that serum within that foundation helps soothe redness. It helps relieve irritation, and it even nourishes the roughest textures of skin, which you can see around my nose. I usually have it quite rough there. Nice and smooth. The formula's incredibly lightweight, very natural, has a wonderful glow. It contains Centella asiatica extract, which is a mouthful, but that's known for being so moisturizing, and it deeply hydrates and refines the skin's texture. It's got Manuka honey extract. We all love Manuka honey in everything, even tea, because it's rich in nutrients and it leaves the skin feeling incredibly soft. So this cushion foundation is great for those days where your skin is perhaps feeling a little bit sensitive, a little bit drier. Those days where you're like, okay, I want a bit of coverage, but perhaps I should be looking after my skin. It's gonna be perfect for those days. But let's talk about the serum. The KBeauty 92 serum. It has this really unique texture. It's like serum-esque, but it's a little bit thicker. It's perfect for those nights where you need overnight repair to the skin, rejuvenate the skin. It's soothing, it's nourishing, it's got that Manuka honey in, it's eco-friendly, and it's proven to be effective on the skin as well. It's been clinically tested and it's shown notable improvements in the skin's redness and hydration as well. And the serum itself as well is actually packaged in a really sustainable way, making it both skin and planet friendly. So that's always good to know. So you can apply it in the morning for the daytime for a stronger, more moisturizing effect, or at night, you can almost like mask it, right? If you soak some cotton pads in it, you can use it as like a soothing pack for the face and then just tap any excess in. So if you have a rough skin texture, if you have skin that is prone to redness, or your skin gets irritated really quickly, perhaps your skin's a little bit sensitive and you need soothing, this is a great serum to use along with a cushion foundation that this serum is packed into. And you know I wouldn't be talking about this, one, if I didn't love it, but two, if there wasn't any kind of discount or offer for you all. Black Friday on Amazon from the 29th of November, the KBeauty serum Serum Cushion in all its 30 shades is going to be on sale to $17. It's such a beautiful cushion, super lightweight, super nourishing on the skin, feels incredible on the skin, and it has that pearl-like glow as well. No glitter, nothing like that, just this natural glow that makes your skin look radiant, healthy. I can't feel it on my skin, but you can see before and after, it really evens out the skin tone. So I will leave the links down below in the description box for you. I highly, highly recommend it, and I'll be referring back to foundations like this throughout this video. Let's get into it. We have prepped the skin, we've done an eye cream, and I've done serum, and that's it. Go on with your sunscreen as well. So I'm taking the shade 29C Cool Sand in the cushion. I hold the cushion like this because it gives you really good pressure. If you have smaller fingers, you might need to stretch your fingers out. If you have bigger fingers, just put 2 fingers in. Here's how we're growing up. Here's how we're upgrading, right? We already have our foundation and our products that are looking after our skin. We're putting skincare over the want and need to cover. I think that's a big step first, is thinking about, okay, how am I looking after my skin while I'm wearing foundation? Foundation isn't inherently bad for your skin at all, as long as you wash it off properly, especially when it's mostly skincare. But you know, if we can look after our skin while we're wearing makeup, let's do it. So I'm just gonna tap into the cushion, the whole surface of the cushion onto the whole sponge itself. Now, when you're wearing your foundation, so it doesn't look cakey, so we don't look like we're overdoing things, we'll always start from the middle here. For a lot of us, that's where our redness is. That's where some discoloration is. And what I would encourage you to do when you're applying your foundation from here on out is aiming for those areas where you think you have a bit of discoloration first, right? So whether that be you color correcting deeper under the eyes, or you're color correcting perhaps the area around your mouth that might be a little bit darker, color correct that first. Go in with a tiny bit of your foundation like we're doing now, and then really look at your skin. I'm gonna do one side and show you. Really think, where are those areas on my face that I think need the coverage first, right? So for me, it's the redness on my cheeks, my sun damage. I take my time with cushion foundations like this, but you can literally just do this. And once you cover those areas where you think you have that discoloration, where perhaps you're a little bit redder, a little bit deeper, you'll look at your face and you might be quite surprised and thinking, oh, actually, I now don't need to go in with a fuller coverage as I thought I had to in the first place. I don't need that much foundation, really. And it sometimes helps to cover that redness. Go away, brush your teeth, do something else, come back and look in the mirror and be like, oh, actually, looking at it with a fresh set of eyes that have been reset for like 5 minutes, I have much better skin than I thought I did. Now, the great thing about foundation pads like this is you can clean them very easily. There's always a space on top of your cushion to keep it. I know a lot of people get concerned with hygiene, but there are preservatives and things like that in most cushion foundations. So this is a concept that's been around for many years. You don't need to worry about the basic things like that. They have it sorted, trust me. They're not like the best selling for no reason. But the great thing about cushions, or anything that's really close to your skin, for example. So another one of my favorite foundation brushes is this one from MUA Academy. It's so stubby and short, but look how in both incidences, in the sponge and in the brush, I use this like this and I use this like this. Look how close my fingers are to the skin, right? To my face. I'm applying more pressure, and that way, it doesn't mean you have to be heavy-handed. It just means the closer you are to your skin with a brush, with your fingers, even an eyeshadow brush, the more intensely a product is applied, but also the better blend you get, the more intense blend and finish you get. So by being so close, by being able to really push that product into my skin, it becomes part of my skin. It isn't just a fluid that you've whacked in your face, dusted around with a brush and then be like, well, you know? And even if you just have 20 minutes to get ready in the morning, it's as simple as just doing this. Every single press is a press against the skin. So it really is foolproof. Now I'm looking at my skin, I've done one half and one half isn't done. The subtle difference, but the coverage I have here and the way my skin looks, I'm happy with this. But just that one layer really does make a huge difference. It really, really does. So an upgrade we can make to our foundation routine is checking our coverage as we go. Like I said, do your foundation in a light layer. Go and brush your teeth. Come back, look, do I think I need another layer? Okay, let's do one more. Or actually, I look good. I don't need another layer. Some of you might even find, you know what? I don't even need to do my forehead. I know a lot of people that don't put makeup on their forehead because a lot of people don't even need it, to be honest with you. And I know some people ask about color correction. You can absolutely use a color corrector under your foundation first if you want to. I would still use a pad with it, absolutely. But if you do have redness in the skin, remember this foundation is made to soothe redness. It's made to help that redness in the skin. So you might find, actually, you don't really need a green color corrector, that added step to your routine that can be quite annoying. So we spoke very briefly about tools, but I do want to add on to tools as well. Love pads like this. Love the sponge. I love the texture that it gives as well. It's very smooth. Pads like this are probably the only product where I can take my foundation and drag it down my nose like this. And it smooths out that porous texture. Now, if I did that with a brush on my fingers, crust city. Ugh. Crust city, that's gross. So I really like those. It might take some getting used to for people, especially if you're using your fingers or a flat brush. Let's focus on fingers for 1 second. Fingers are absolutely fine. However, you need to mix up the application process. I see a lot of people kind of apply foundation on their face. They kind of do this with their fingers and then just do this. That's not the way. A little bit on the back of your hand, get some on your fingers, and then tap. Dragging, you're just gonna move all your foundation around and you're gonna get a really uneven finish, a really uneven texture. You can still drag, but make sure you're tapping. Your hands are warm, rub them together like this, get some friction going. Tap into all those areas. You can then even go over after that with your a pad, something like this, a denser brush, buffing outwards in circles, outwards motions like this. It's always best to start in the middle and go outwards towards the ears. I always think, start, buff out. Aim for here, buff outwards and up, buff outwards and down. Same with a pad. Tap. And can we just for 1 second give some love to the old school flat foundation brush? This is a great brush to use, right? For me, there's two sides to this brush, two angles to this brush. You have the flat side and then you have the top, the edge. The flat part, sorry, press into your foundation, whether it be liquid, whether it be a sponge. And then you can kind of get that onto a face like this. Then you use the tip here to kind of like flick and buff into the skin, right? Just like this. And it gives you the most beautiful, you can see I'm holding the brush right at the tip because it's a lighter hand, the most beautiful finish. And again, it doesn't require extreme precision. So I'm going from applying to flicking, applying to flicking. It's a great tool and I think people think it's quite an old-fashioned tool and overlook it. So my skin's looking great. My skin's feeling amazing. Notice the pearly kind of glow from the Parnell cushion. It's not oily, it's not greasy, it doesn't look oily and greasy. It's just the most beautiful finish. One thing we all use a lot, right, is powder. Powder can be a great tool and it can be one of the worst things to use in your foundation depending how you use it. You know, if you're familiar with my content, I don't like baking. I don't like excessive powder use. So I actually want to introduce another Parnell product to you. This is their Glacial Biome Water No Sebum Cushion. It's a bit of a mouthful. I actually got a fresh one out for you. I get these. These are great just to take around with you and to touch up with. You notice it's a cushion as well. This is like a liquid mattifier, right? Why I really like these over something like a powder is because, especially for me who's really oily and greasy, a powder can be a real telltale sign that you are wearing makeup. You are wearing foundation. There's nothing wrong with wearing foundation, wearing makeup, you know, but sometimes if we want it to look a little bit more natural, if we want to look a little bit more grown up, it's nicer to choose something different that isn't cakey and pressed onto our skin in another layer, right? So this is a very similar concept to the cushion. It is a cushion here and the cushion there. This isn't part of the promotion, but this is something I love using. So you see, if you press it into the compact, it's literally liquid. You then have a little bit of time to press it gently into the areas where you get a little bit shiny. So for me, it's middle of the forehead, and it isn't going to mattify instantly. By the way, I got a fresh new one out because I have one in my like going places bag, and it's a mess where I've used it so much, and actually need to replace a cushion, which you can replace every like 4 months, by the way. And I'm tapping very, very, very gently. You'll notice that gradually it's going to mattify the areas where I just applied it. And I'm being very, very light-handed. The key to being light-handed is getting that pinky up. And you'll notice it doesn't, I mean, it looks a little bit darker where it's wet, but it doesn't interfere with your makeup. It hasn't removed any of my makeup in any way at all. But I'm matte. Can you see how it's slowly mattified? So I haven't caked on my face with powder. If you do like to use powder, I'm gonna suggest a puff. Any puff is fine. And I know people kind of look at these and think full coverage, but it's not really the case. It really depends on how you use it. I like the ones with a point because you can kind of wrap it around your finger like this and then push with the tip and apply the cushion, the pad, into the powder. Give it a little circle like this, right? How much you now have on your pad, tap it off because your pad picks up everything, and you can go back to your hand and pick it back up because it sits in your hand. Look, you want there to barely be anything, and then tap very gently into those areas you want to mattify. Please don't wipe like you see people doing online. Done. Absolutely done. And then I like to take the clear side, the clean side, and then just tap again and really push that into the skin. Can you believe how matte my nose and forehead has gone? And it doesn't look like a layer of product because it's a liquid. It's incredible. So that is my upgraded, grown up a little bit more foundation application. Do concealer however you wish. You know how I apply my concealer, 1 dot here, 1 dot here, 1 dot here, and blend out. So I hope that helps you with any kind of like makeup situation you're having. Next week, I'm actually doing like a foundation myths video, so watch out for that. I'm gonna be debunking some things and talking about some things that do work, some things that don't. Thank you so much to Parnell for sponsoring this video. I am a huge fan, so this is such a pleasure to be working with them. Do take advantage of that Black Friday discount on Amazon from the 29th, that $17 price point for the cushion. It's very easy to match yourself to a shade of this visually, so take my word for that. Do check those links in the description box for that discount, and I'll tell you exactly where to go. Any codes I have are down there also for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you very, very soon.